and quiet with the pages. 33, 1, 2, sing.
The music of Star Wars is as distinct and discernible as its very own language, and a language that we've come to know and love. So my question is, why is that language being changed?
Red 3 standing by. Red 6 standing by. Red 9 standing by.
Red 2 standing by.
Red 11 standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
For as long as I've been alive, John Williams has been adding his magic to movies of all shapes and sizes coming out of Hollywood. And it's no secret, when you look at John's resume, you'll see names like E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, most importantly for me, Star Wars.
This is where the fun begins.
And I feel like a lot of people don't really understand just how important music is to Star Wars, or just what an impact John made when it came to Star Wars music. And I find it very interesting when I go back, even if I don't watch the movie, I can listen to the soundtrack of a Star Wars movie and be transported right to that moment in the movie. A lot of Star Wars fans have this very, very interesting relationship with the music of Star Wars and its capability to kind of bring back memories and put you in the moment. Now, it was very plain to see from 1977 up until 1983 the style of music that John was going to be putting in Star Wars. Heavy brass sections, string as a backup, drums with a consistent percussive beat, and the ongoing idea that these characters need to have themes. And thematically, these are very, very important to the viewer because it helps you identify what you're supposed to be feeling when watching these films. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I don't want to be told what to think. For me, this is very much just part of the experience because the music is very subconscious while you're watching the movie, but I don't think you realize how much impact it makes. And nothing was more apparent to me of how much that was missing in modern Star Wars than in Andor. Now, just to show you exactly what I mean, here's a short clip of John Williams conducting an orchestra for a Star Wars piece. And now, as a baseline, let's hear a small section of one of Andor's pieces. Am I crazy here, or are you hearing something different? Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not talking smack on Nicholas Britell or anything that he did with this music. I think it's perfectly good for what it is. The problem for me is that, as I stated in the beginning of the video, we've learned the Star Wars music as a language from a very, very young age, and we're used to being communicated to in that language. And so when you change it up this drastically, it tends to add a kind of cognitive dissonance for longtime Star Wars viewers. Now, some of you might be asking, what about Ludwig? Ludwig.
What did you say?
Ludwig. What about the Mandalorian? You know, that was something that was very alien. It was very different. But really, if you actually look at the way that the piece was composed for the Mandalorian theme, it is strikingly similar to a lot of what we know from Star Wars, with Ludwig's own personal kind of flair attached to it. Let's take, for example, the throne room from A New Hope versus Mandalorian theme song. Versus... Now, I'm not saying that's the reason why the show was successful in the way that it was, but I think it's extremely important that as we move forward in Star Wars projects, we really keep an eye on what was, and while we do continue to tell new stories, get new composers in the mix, try to get new music into the projects, it's extremely important that we keep one foot in the door and just remember what came before and know that to a lot of people, auditory experience is equally as if not more important than visual experiences. Again, not saying you can't put in a new blaster noise or a new instrument into music or anything like that. Just be aware of the fact that people are very, very auditorily responsive to Star Wars and have been for a very long time. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We are so close to 2.5K subscribers. We're on the road. It would mean the world to me. And I will see you guys on the next one.